Now for the latest on what's happening in Hamilton, Mayor Andrea Horwath joins us this morning. Let's get to the speed camera issue. We saw it off the top of the hour here. Premier Doug Ford wants to get rid of all of them in municipalities across the city at a time when Hamilton is thinking of doubling theirs.
Yeah, you know, it's something that I really don't understand why the Premier is so adamant about this. I think it's very clear that those kinds of cameras actually save lives. They slow people down. They correct bad behavior, and that's important. We hear every day, and in my office, we hear every day concerns about speeding on all streets. Some of the downtown streets, the mountain streets, the rural roads. I mean, it's an epidemic of speeding right now, and speed kills. I mean, that's the end of the story. And so we're going to continue to move forward unless the province prevents us from doing so. At the end of the day, there are all kinds of laws that people have to follow. Highway traffic laws are laws that people have to follow, and if they're not following them, it endangers the lives of others. And so we're going to try to encourage them to follow those laws more specifically.
Right. So Hamilton has 4 now, wants to double to 8. The Premier's calling it a tax grab, but it's not taxes. It's
public safety.
It's a fine.
Yeah, it's a fine, and it's a matter of public safety, and so we don't see it in that light at all. Quite the opposite. When we hear people so frustrated and worried, frankly, about the speed of cars on our streets, then it's our responsibility to try to do something to address it, and this is one of those things that can be done. It's absolutely a fine for breaking the law.
Now to under our streets, we had an issue, another water main break in Hamilton in the East End, and I know we've talked about this before because Hamilton has such a history of safe water that our water infrastructure is in some parts of the city, is very, very old, and it's breaking.
Yeah, there's no doubt. In fact, people might not know this, but Hamilton has the 2nd oldest water system in the entire country, not just Ontario, and the 3rd oldest wastewater system in the entire country, in all of Canada. And so that infrastructure is very old, and the replacement has not been as swift maybe over the years as it should have been. And so we are currently staring down a $5.2 billion infrastructure deficit at our city. We need to get at that infrastructure. The staff have done a great job in water, wastewater, to do some proactive kind of cameras, if you will, looking at the state of repair of some of those pipes, because they're way underground. And you know, this is a setback for sure, and it's going to take some resources to fix the situation. But we have no choice, and we have to make those investments. Whether it's, I mean, I would prefer they are proactive and planned, because when it's a burst like that, everybody's caught unawares, and it causes chaos for people, and
costs a lot of money.
Great, and it costs a lot of money. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Jamesville.
Jamesville, yeah, so we're now in the position where we are going to be tearing those buildings down, which is a good thing for the neighborhood, especially who have had to look at those abandoned properties for some time now.
This is on James Street North, for viewers unfamiliar, in Hamilton, which has sat empty for decades. It was affordable housing.
It was affordable.
You hope it will be again.
We hope it will be again. We're looking forward to a ministerial zoning order that my understanding is coming our way, because there's been a logjam in terms of trying to get the houses built. We have a housing crisis in Hamilton. We have an affordable housing crisis in Hamilton. This redevelopment of that site will create well over 650 units, and all told, it's a huge site. And so people think, wow, there are going to be skyscrapers. There are going to be some taller buildings, but there's also going to be townhouses and smaller buildings, and it's going to be a really great development. But 2015. The former folks at City Housing Hamilton decided they were going to start moving people out. I think everybody was out by 2019. You know, we got here in 2022, the current council, and it was just really apparent this cannot stay this way. So we've worked on it quite a bit. I've worked on it personally quite a bit, and looking forward to seeing not only the property, brought back to not derelict buildings, but seeing families moving back in there
People
soon.
living there again.
It'd be so great.
Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that just because the area is being demolished now, that doesn't mean that buildings are going to go up right away, right? Because there are still steps that have to be taken.
Sure. I mean, there's been a kind of a concept plan that's been approved already by council. The the MZO will bring the zoning in place that's necessary, and then it's a development partnership, right? So there are private sector parties, there's City Housing Hamilton, Indwell, so there are a number of different partners, and so there are different phases of development that that's going to occur.
Okay, we've run out of time. I know you've got to get back to City Hall because budget starts tomorrow.
Budget starts tomorrow, the beginning of the budget process. I just want to say to people, it's not going to stay where it is now. It's the very beginning. Now we want to get the discipline to whittle it down to something more reasonable.
Okay, thanks very much. We will have the City of Hamilton's sites up on our website, the links at chch.com/morninglive.